If you pay your sales manager or growth operator a large portion of your revenue, I'm gonna save you a lot of money and you're gonna be thanking me by the end of this video, because in this video I'm gonna be showing you how you can replace your entire team of growth operating or sales management by an AI infrastructure using an app or a software called OpenClaw AI. And just to put into context, my clients usually pay me multiple 4 to 5 figures every single week or every other week for running their sales team and managing their sales team. So as you can see over here, 5.5k literally the last week, 3k, 2.7k, 4.7k, 5k, like there's unlimited screenshots for this. So more than anyone, I understand how much of a pain it is to give tens of thousands of dollars to someone in commissions just so that they can just oversee other people working and just not do anything pretty much for the whole day. So to help you guys out, I'm finally pulling back the curtains. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to replace your sales manager or growth operator, or even if you don't want to replace them, how to make them more efficient using OpenClaw. And also you're gonna see what I do behind the scenes so that my clients get results like this, where for example Isaiah Smith, a fitness coach who was doing 6k per month, went on to do $60,000, the best month ever, in the first 30 days of working with us. Or another client, Scott, who we signed on November, and he was doing around 10,000 pounds per month from a DM funnel. Literally in 30 days we were able to do 187,000 pounds GBP total for the 30 days, which is also 237k USD, just for context for the people watching it from the States. But let's actually get into it. This video is going to be in 3 parts, right? The first one is going to be the tasks replaced by AI. The second one is going to be how to set up the software, OpenClaw. And third one is going to be how to prevent burning thousands and thousands of dollars on API tokens, which is really a big cost when it comes to running these softwares. But in our method, you don't really have to burn all these tokens. You could literally run the system for as cheap as couple $100 per month. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this. So let's understand this by the workflow of a sales manager or a growth operator on the sales side of things, right? What is the responsibilities of like a sales manager? It's management and data tracking. That is one part of it. Second thing, the most important one, sales training. And the last one is talent acquisition or recruitment. And all of these things, they are good, as sales managers are really good fit for doing this. But in this timeline, we have an unfair advantage where an AI software can do literally all these things and also more efficiently than any human labor. Starting off, we can start with management and data tracking. Let's just get on how we're going to be automating these tasks, right? So after we install OpenClaw, there's going to be something called setting up cron jobs. So what is cron jobs? Cron jobs is repetitive tasks which you can automate every single day, what you can be doing, right? So what it can do is it can analyze all the data which you're tracking. For example, if you look at this, for example, this is a data interface which we use for our clients for tracking the data, where OpenClaw can access all this. And if you don't know how to set it up, it's pretty simple. You just go to Google Forms. Every single day the sales reps fills out their end of the report, which is connected to like Google Sheets, and from there it's pulled into this dashboard. Or you can just use Google Sheet if you don't want to be fancy. But what OpenClaw does is that it can access the data which you have in your business, and it can spot all the missing KPIs. For example, if your rep is not filling out the end of the report, or if the rep has missed the KPI, right? And it can spot all these things and it could report directly to you, which the sales manager will be doing anyways, which can be automated pretty easily, right? And also on top of that, it can go ahead and warn you or your reps that they are missing KPIs. So the exact same thing a sales manager would be doing manually can be automated by this software. Now that's like the first part of it. Now let's go into the second thing which it can actually automate, which is sales training for closers. And you might be thinking, oh shit, sales training is not automatable. You must be wrong if you're thinking that, because I'll actually teach you how to actually do that as well. So again, we're going to set up a cron job, which is aka a repetitive task which you can set up every single day. So for example, as I said before, if you want to get this every single day at like 9 a.m, you can do it. But also you can also set a cron job as soon as an event is completed. So for example, as soon as a meeting is completed, we can set up a trigger to OpenClaw that a meeting is completed, and it is responsible for analyzing the meeting, which I'm going to get into, and getting the sales training done. So the flow is going to look something like this. You set up the cron job, you analyze it after every call, which is going to be done by OpenClaw, which is going to be pulled in from the call recording. So for example, if you're using a software like Phantom, you can use their APIs to connect Phantom with OpenClaw to pull out the transcripts which are used in the meeting, and using that transcript, the AI can scan and identify the mistakes which the sales reps are making. Easy as that. And also there's like one thing which you would have to keep in mind, which is you would need an SOP for spotting the closer mistakes, but once it is set up, you wouldn't need a sales manager reviewing your calls manually every single week or every single day. And also your sales manager could not review all the calls which is happening every single day if you're having more than 3 calls a day, which is impossible literally with the time which they have on a day-to-day basis. But this can actually do this. And also the main part about this is it can give you instant feedback. Literally would take like less than 1 minute to give you the feedback, where a sales manager would have to manually review the call for the 40 minutes of the call and give you feedback, which is pretty low leverage if you ask me. And also on top of that, within that 2 to 3 minutes, it's also gonna give you recommendations of what should be changed for the next calls. I don't think if you have all this, then you'd need a sales trainer anyways, right? You can just use this and you can call it a day. So once you correct the mistakes on spot, just as a bonus, you can also set up in such a way that if the rep makes a mistake again, it can warn them that like you're doing this mistake for the same time and we're not going to tolerate any more mistakes made for a third time. That's also possible, but I'm not covering that in detail over here. But I'm just giving you an idea on like what is actually possible with it. Now, the third thing which a lot of people struggle with is talent acquisition or recruitment. That's a really big pain because it's so hard to go through all the applications, the Loom videos, or the video application, CVs and everything. It's a pain in the ass, right? So this is how we're going to fix that, and we're going to automate that. Obviously, you'd have like a form, be it a type form, Google form, Tally, whatever it is, to collect the data from the sales reps in terms of like the recruitment application, and you're going to connect it to a sheet, right? So as soon as someone submits this form, there's going to be a trigger that comes into place which makes OpenClaw know that there's a form coming in. Now it is activated and it starts doing its thing. And this thing is pretty simple. We have a system where OpenClaw can actually score the application based on 3 things. That's the main important things which we look for when it comes to sales reps, which is cash collected, experience, and skills. And OpenClaw can automatically do this using these applications. And I'm telling you, we used to do this manually, but exactly what I was doing before back in the day to get the results which I told you about, we could literally make OpenClaw do it just with some context, right? It would do the lead scoring, and then automatically it's going to create a database as well. So when I say database, it's going to be looking something like this, just to store data, right? It could be like, yeah, the closer name, the closer's contact URL, what is the status of the rep? It could be hired, for hiring, for interview process, whatever that is, trained by who. You can also add like the sales trainer, or if they have been trained by anyone, if not, or whatever you want to add on, right? And the industries they worked in, how much cash they collect, what is the average close rate of the closer, and also the levels of offers they closed on, the objection handling score, and all these other things, and giving them an overall rating out of 10. You can automate all this, and the best part about it is after this data set is done and you're getting like, let's say for example when I'm interviewing, we're getting like around 100 to 200 reps per application, and I wouldn't want to go through all that on my own. So what OpenClaw does is it's gonna give me only the best. Maybe I ask them, give me the best 10 candidates for this offer. So it's gonna pull out the best candidates based on the cash collected, experience and skills for the offer, and it's just gonna be so much easier on my end, where I only have to interview like the best 5 candidates, the best 10 candidates, or you can even interview like the best candidate if you want, right? So it just makes life a lot easier. And literally after implementing all this, you wouldn't even need a sales manager in the first place, because as a sales manager and a growth operator, I know there's nothing much to do other than managing the sales reps and tracking data, like the most important part, which is already covered. And second thing is sales training. Once you make up the SOPs and you have something like this in place, you wouldn't even need a sales trainer, because it just takes a bit to ramp up, and after ramp up, every single rep just manages themselves. And last but not the least, it's recruitment. The talent acquisition, it's like a hard thing, and it's even more harder to actually go through all the application yourself. So a sales manager is there for these tasks, and we literally replace them. And the last thing which I want to point out is, now that you have replaced your sales manager, there's also benefits for this, and the benefits are these: it never misses a report like your sales manager does. It never gets lazy. It's an AI software, right? And it has faster call feedbacks, and also it's never gonna miss any leaks in revenue, because you gotta understand, the AI bot is trained on millions and millions of data points across billion-dollar companies. So even if your sales manager misses it, the AI is not gonna miss it, right? So if you know how to use OpenClaw, you can go ahead and build this out on your own. But if you want our team to come in and build this for you, use the link below, book in a call with me, or I have my social medias or my personal number down below as well. Send me a text and we could discuss further. Regardless, if you want to watch these videos which I'm going to be talking about on how to set up OpenClaw or prevent burning thousands and thousands of dollars on API tokens and shrinking it down to literally couple $100 per month, maybe $200 per month, where you could prevent paying all this money to your sales managers, drop me a subscribe and wait for the next videos to drop. Peace.